Hello, this is Carrie Rhodes from carriestamps.com. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this two-tiered cake box. I made this cake box using the Cutie Pie Thinlit Dies from the current Stampin' Up catalog. When you use that die, normally you get a box this size. You can see it's about half the size of the two-tiered cake that I'm going to show you how to make today. All right, to make this cake, you're going to need to cut two of the largest cake pieces using this piece, this die. And then you're going to need two kind of half pieces. You can see this piece is just the bottom half of one piece. And I die cut those with a piece of cardstock that was 2.5 by 6, like this. Now when you die cut that, you might not get your die exactly on the edge, so you might have to trim off a little bit and just use your scissors to follow that scored line, and it makes it really quick and easy to get rid of that. And then this is the exact size you need. Okay, now we're going to glue those together. So you'll need one full piece and one half piece. I like to use the Tombow liquid glue, which my group lovingly calls green glue because the lid's green. And we like to put ours in these little jars. So the glue builds up at the bottom of the jar, and every time you put your glue in, it caps it off for you. So you don't have to worry about the glue not being ready for you when you're ready for it. So you're just going to glue those together like that. Now if you were just making a regular size piece of cake, you would glue this piece here instead. Okay, but to make it big, we're doubling that. Okay, you're going to do that with both pieces. And see, just a little bit of glue will do ya. Make sure when you're gluing these, you're lining up the score lines. So you're going to have a nice even box when you put it together. Okay, there we have it. Now that we have our box all put together, we need to fold on our score lines. You want to take note not to fold on this score line where we've met the big box with the little box. That is not a fold line anymore. Otherwise our two-tiered cake will fold in, and we don't want that. So you're going to fold in these little end pieces. You're going to fold in the middle. I'm going to start with these pieces here. So they're going to glue to each other, which means you don't really have to put glue on all four. And then you'll line those up. And once you get them lined up, you're going to give it a good little squeeze. Pinch it. Okay. Then we can glue the top down. We're going to make sure we get glue right in that corner. Okay, and then I'm going to get this where I want it. When it's nice and lined up, I like to flip it over and use my bone folder and really press that in place. Okay. Now we need to create the new closure for the back of this box, because as you can see, this is not meeting. Okay, it's not going to meet to do its job. So we need to do a little snipping here. Let's see, this is going to be the top of my box. So the one that's on the bottom, I'm just going to snip this tab off. Okay, now this is going to be a flap for me to glue on the new back piece. So I'm just going to snip these corners down. I don't want them to hang out. I don't need that extra. And then the piece that creates the back is a 2 3/4 by 4" piece. Okay, we're going to glue it here. And you just want it to be flush with that crease line that's there. Okay, then we need to make a slit in this piece for the notch to go in. So I'm going to just lay that underneath, and I'm going to take a pencil and mark either side of the notch just so I know about how wide to make my slit. Then if you're really particular, you could connect those two marks with a ruler. You could do it freehand if you want. And then you're going to take your super sharp paper snips and ever so carefully, so as not to stab yourself, whoa, we're going to cut that slit. Okay, and then you can make it a little bit bigger of an opening with the scissors so that you got a little bit of wiggle room, and then you can erase any pencil marks that are there. And then this will go in really nicely, and the back of our box is covered, I mean, right? Like that. All right, now we need to make this thing cute. So to make your rainbow cake, I've cut some strips, and these strips are 1/2 inch by 8.5, and I've scored them at 4 1/4, so in half. I'm going to use this piece right here. It looks like tire tracks, and I decided that using Versamark ink to stamp on all my pieces was the best way to go, because then I don't have to worry about switching out my ink color, cleaning off my stamps for each of these pieces. Since it's clear ink, I'm going to get that subtle effect on there that I want on all the pieces. And this stamp being clear, it makes it really easy for me to stamp on a piece of paper that's the same width as my stamp. Quick and painless. So I've got all of these stamped now, and to put them on the box, you want to first fold them and make sure that you're getting them straight. Okay, I got the idea to make a rainbow cake from a friend of mine's birthday party for her son. He had a rainbow cake, and our another friend of ours' daughter, who's 14, made this cake. It was so fabulous. Maybe I'll throw a picture of it up there for you. So all I did was take the fold of that strip and put it on the point of the cake. I put it pretty close to the top of my box, and then once I had it where I wanted, I'm just pressing it on like so. So I'm doing the red, and then I'm going to do the blue. So the bow, and when cut with cardstock, you tuck in the points into the flaps, and it makes this cute little 3D bow. But I made my bow with glimmer paper, and if I were to tuck the ends in, now I have only partially glittered bow. So I decided the best way to do mine would be with glue dots. So I'm just going to add a glue dot to the points and fold them in, and my bow is going to kind of be the opposite way as a cardstock bow. So the cardstock one has the little pieces on top. This one's the opposite, and that's okay. Another thing to note is that when you die cut the two flag pieces, they're going to come out going the same way, and that's not the way you want it to go. So you just flip one, and then you have your tails going the way you want them. Well, if you cut two and flip one with glimmer paper, you're going to have a white one. So what you need to do when you're die cutting is just to flip the glimmer paper over and cut one from the white side, and then you'll have your tails going the right way. So we're going to put this on with a glue dot, which I already have on there. And then this one here, like so. Squish them on there. So that's how the bow goes together with glimmer paper. Then I've added a little tag. So that's ready to go. I'm going to set it aside, and the top of my cake needs some sprinkles. My sprinkles came from the Bold Brights sequin pack. It has stars and lots of different colors, so you could really have some fun with the top of your cake. I'm just going to use the Pacific Point sequins. And I like to put my bow on so that it's sticking partway off the cake. I like that, but you can do yours how you like. So there's my two-tiered rainbow cake. I would love to see any creations that you make with the two-tiered idea. And if you do not have your own Cutie Pie Thinlit set and Sweet Stack stamp set, you can purchase these on at my online store, carrierhodes.stampinup.net. You can also find a link to my store on my blog, carriestamps.com. Thanks for stamping with me. We'll see you again soon. Bye.